Hi, friends. This is the reading lesson for second grade. You need your highlighter, your pencil, and your Unit 5 booklet open to page 6. So, we are going to read a story today called A Woman with Vision. And this story is a biography, and a biography tells the events in a person's life. So, we are going to be learning about somebody named Mary Anderson today, and she was an inventor. So, if you just look at the photos in this picture before we start, we can see that we might be reading something about bad weather. Maybe I see lots of snow. Um, so maybe that's what we're going to be reading about. But if she's an inventor, she didn't invent snow. So maybe she did something to help people in the snow. Do you agree? Well, let's go ahead and get started. We are going to read this text together, and I'm going to have you highlight on your own. I'm going to ask you to highlight some specific things as we're reading, but I want you to find them. This story is only on these 2 pages, so I definitely think you will be able to find that information that we're looking for. So, I'm going to tell you what information I'm looking for, and then we're going to start reading. I am going to have you highlight who we are reading about, when this happened, so what this person, inventor, did when it happened, where did it happen? So, where did she think of her idea? Or if it tells us like a city or a state. So, who, when, where. Why did she do what she did? What did she do? And how did that change the world? Okay, so who, what, where, when, why, and how. Let's start by reading, and then I'm going to have you go back and look for those highlights. Here we go.
Short Read 1. Remember to annotate as you read.
A woman with vision. Would you ride in a car if the driver were wearing a blindfold? No way! Yet years ago, drivers had no way to see through their windshield when snow and rain obscured their vision. Drivers had to stop and get out. They had to clear a spot on the windshield to see through and then drive on.
Years ago, a driver had to clear the windshield by hand.
So, this little introductory paragraph is kind of setting the scene. It's getting us ready to learn about a very famous invention. So, I think we should probably start by highlighting this kind of introductory part. So, it's asking us, would you ride in a car with a driver wearing a blindfold? Of course not. But years ago, drivers had no way to see through their windshield when snow or rain obscured their vision. Think about that word obscured. Do you know what it means? When rain or snow blank their vision. Do you think it means blocked? When they blocked their vision? So let's go ahead and highlight drivers had no way to see through their windshield when snow and rain obscured their vision. So that is setting the scene right here. We know that drivers had to get out of their cars. They had to pull over on the side of the road, get out of their car, and clear the windshield. Does that sound safe? I don't think so. Oh my gosh. So maybe we should highlight they had to stop and get out to clear a spot on the windshield to see through. That's wild, right? So let's go ahead and see what our inventor did to fix that problem. This is where you're going to find your who, your what, your where, your when, your why, and your how. Let's go ahead and read.
In 1903, Mary Anderson was riding in a streetcar in unpleasant weather. She noticed drivers constantly stopping to scrape and re-scrape their windshields. She thought there had to be a better way. She invented a window clearing device that drivers controlled from inside their cars. Those first wipers were manual, not motorized, but they changed cars and driving forever.
Okay, friends, so you should have definitely seen the when and the who, but the other parts might be a little tricky. So let's go through and reread this paragraph to see if we can find the rest of those answers. So first, I want you to highlight when did this new invention come about and who was the inventor. So pause the video, highlight when and who. All right, my friends, so you should have highlighted in 1903, and we have Mary Anderson. That is our inventor. Now, we're going to reread this, and we're going to find the where, the why, the what, and the how. So the where is, where did she think of this idea? Where was she when she thought of this idea? So it says in 1903, Mary Anderson was riding in a streetcar in unpleasant weather. So go ahead and highlight, where did she think of this idea? Did you say she was riding in a streetcar? So let's see. She was riding in a streetcar in unpleasant weather. So not great weather. So you might be a little confused about what a streetcar is. And you can see in the picture below that a streetcar is kind of like a trolley or a train, some sort of public transportation, because not everybody had cars back in the olden days. All right. So we know this happened in 1903. It was Mary Anderson, and she was on a streetcar. Now, why did she do what she did? Why did she come up with this invention? Let's keep reading. She noticed drivers constantly stopping to scrape and re-scrape their windshields. She thought there had to be another way. So why did she come up with this? Pause the video, highlight why did she come up with her invention. All right, you should have highlighted, she noticed drivers, constantly stopping and to scrape and re-scrape their windshields. She knew there had to be another way. So what did she do? And how did it help people? So what did she do and how did it help people? Let's finish reading this paragraph. She invented a window clearing device that drivers controlled from inside their cars. Those first wipers were manual, not motorized, but they changed cars and driving forever. So what did she do and how did it help people? Pause the video and highlight. So we know that she invented a window clearing device. And how did it help people? They did not have to get out of their cars anymore, right? So they could control it from inside their car. This is a huge invention because it really changed the safety of driving in bad weather. Driving in bad weather is already dangerous. Okay, you have to be super careful. So now drivers can be even more careful and safe because they don't have to get out of their cars. All right, go ahead and put your highlighters away. We are going to write a main idea on page 7. So grab your pencils. And so we know that who is our inventor? Mary Anderson, right? And she changed driving. Did she make driving better or worse? She made it better, right? So Mary Anderson made cars and driving, safer by doing what? I want you to finish this main idea, and you are going to read me your entire main idea. So Mary Anderson made cars and driving safer by, you're going to submit it to me on Canvas. All right, friends, that is it for today's lesson. I hope you are looking forward to reading more stories about inventions. This is one of my favorite units because we get to learn so much and everything is so fascinating. All right, we'll see you tomorrow, friends.